So I have heard. At one time, the Buddha was staying in the land of the Sakyans, in the great wood near Kapilavatthu, together with a large S, a letter 1E45GH, of 500 mendicants, all of whom were perfected ones, and most of the deities from 10 solar systems had gathered to see the Buddha, and the S, a letter 1E45GH, of mendicants. Then 4 deities of the Pure Abodes, aware of what was happening, thought, why don't we go to the Buddha and each recite a verse in his presence? Then, as easily as a strong person would extend or contract their arm, they vanished from the Pure Abodes and reappeared in front of the Buddha. They bowed to the Buddha and stood to one side. Standing to one side, one deity spoke this verse in the Buddha's presence. There's a great congregation in the woods where heavenly hosts have assembled. We've come to this righteous congregation to see the invincible S, a letter 1E45GH. Then another deity spoke this verse in the Buddha's presence. The mendicants, they are immersed in samādhi. They've straightened their own minds like a charioteer holding the reins. The astute ones protect their senses. Then another deity spoke this verse in the Buddha's presence. They snapped the post and snapped the crossbar. Unstirred, they tore out Indra's pillar. They live pure and immaculate, the young giants tamed by the clear-eyed one. Then another deity spoke this verse in the Buddha's presence. Anyone who has gone to the Buddha for refuge won't go to a plane of loss after giving up this human body. They swell the hosts of gods, the gathering of deities. Then the Buddha said to the mendicants, "Mendicants, most of the deities from 10 solar systems have gathered to see the realized one." And the mendicant S, a letter 1E45GH, those who were perfected ones, fully awakened Buddhas in the past, also had gatherings of deities that were at best like the gathering for me now. Those who will be perfected ones, fully awakened Buddhas in the future, will also have gatherings of deities that will be at best like the gathering for me now. I shall declare the names of the heavenly hosts. I shall extol the names of the heavenly hosts. I shall teach the names of the heavenly hosts. Listen and apply your mind well. I will speak. Yes, sir, they replied. The Buddha said this. I invoke a paean of praise, where the earth gods dwell, there in mountain caves, resolute and composed, dwell many like lonely lions who have mastered their fears. Their minds are bright and pure, clear and undisturbed. The teacher knew that over 500 were in the wood at Kapilavatthu. Therefore he addressed the disciples who love the teaching. The heavenly hosts have come forth. Mendicants, you should be aware of them. Those monks grew keen, hearing the Buddha's instruction. Knowledge manifested in them, seeing those non-human beings. Some saw 100, 1,000, even 70,000. while some saw 100,000 non-human beings, but some saw an endless number spread out in every direction, and all that was known and distinguished by the clear-eyed one. Therefore he addressed the disciples who love the teaching. The heavenly hosts have come forth. Mendicants, you should be aware of them. I shall extol them for you with lyrics in proper order. There are 7,000 spirits, earth gods of Kapilavatthu. They are powerful and brilliant, so beautiful and glorious. Rejoicing, they've come forth to the meeting of mendicants in the wood. From the Himalayas, there are 6,000 spirits of different colors. They are powerful and brilliant, so beautiful and glorious. Rejoicing, they've come forth to the meeting of mendicants in the wood. From Mount Sada, there are 3,000 spirits of different colors. They are powerful and brilliant, so beautiful and glorious. Rejoicing, they've come forth to the meeting of mendicants in the wood. And thus there are 16,000 spirits of different colors. They are powerful and brilliant, so beautiful and glorious. Rejoicing, they've come forth to the meeting of mendicants in the wood. From Vesamita's mountain, there are 500 spirits of different colors. They are powerful and brilliant, so beautiful and glorious. Rejoicing, they've come forth to the meeting of mendicants in the wood. And there's Kumbhira of Rajagaha, whose home is on Mount Vepala, attended by more than 100,000 spirits. Kumbhira of Rajagaha also came to the meeting in the wood. King Dhat a letter 1E60, letter 1E60. H, a rules. The eastern quarter, lord of the centaurs. He's a great king, glorious, and he has many mighty sons, all of them named Indra. They are powerful and brilliant, so beautiful and glorious. Rejoicing, they've come forth to the meeting of mendicants in the wood. King Vir Umacron, letter 1E37. H, a K, a rules. The southern quarter, lord of the gnomes. He's a great king, glorious, and he has many mighty sons, all of them named Indra. They are powerful and brilliant, so beautiful and glorious. Rejoicing, they've come forth to the meeting of mendicants in the wood. King Virupaka rules the western quarter, lord of the dragons. He's a great king, glorious, and he has many mighty sons, all of them named Indra. They are powerful and brilliant, so beautiful and glorious. Rejoicing, they've come forth to the meeting of mendicants in the wood. King Kuvera rules the northern quarter, lord of spirits. He's a great king, glorious, and he has many mighty sons, all of them named Indra. They are powerful and brilliant, so beautiful and glorious. Rejoicing, they've come forth to the meeting of mendicants in the wood. Dhat a letter 1E60, letter 1E60. H, I'm in the east. Vir Umacron, letter 1E37. Akaya to the south, Virupaka to the west, and Kuvra in the north. These 4 great kings, all around in the 4 quarters, stood there dazzling. In the wood at Kapilavatthu, their deceitful heathens came, so treacherous and crafty, the deceivers. KU letter 1E60, E letter 1E47, letter 1E0DU. V, I letter 1E60, E letter 1E47, letter 1E0DU. With V, I letter 1E60, UCC, and V, I letter 1E60, U letter 1E60, and Kandana, and K a macron, M a S E letter 1E60, letter 1E60, H, K I N, N U G H, a letter 1E47, letter 1E0D, U, and N I G H, a letter 1E47, letter 1E0DU, Panada and Opamenya, and Matali, the god's equerry. Siddhesna the centaur came too, and the kings Nala and Jainsabha. Panikasika came too, with Timbaru and Suryavakasa. These and other kings there were, the centaurs with their kings, rejoicing they've come forth to the meeting of mendicants in the wood. Then came the dragons of Nabhasa Lake, and those from Vesali, with those from Takasila. The Kambalas and Asataras came, and those from Payaga, with their kin, those from Yamuna. And the Dhatr, a letter 1E60, letter 1E60, H, dragons came, so glorious, and ER a macron, V, a letter 1E47, the great dragon, also came to the meeting in the wood. Those who seize the dragon kings by force, heavenly, twice-born birds with piercing vision, swoop down to the wood from the sky. Their name is Rainbow Phoenix, but the dragon kings remained fearless, for the Buddha kept them safe from the phoenixes, wooing each other with gentle words. The dragons and phoenixes took the Buddha as refuge. Defeated by Vajrahatha, the Titans live in the ocean. They are brothers of Vasava, powerful and glorious. There's the terrifying Kalakanjas, the Danava and Gasa Titans, Vapasiddhi and Susiddhi, Peharada with Namusai, and Bali's 100 sons, all named after Virakana. Bali's army armed themselves and went to the auspicious Rahu, saying, "Now is the time, sir, for the meeting of mendicants in the wood." The gods of water and earth and fire and wind came there. The gods of Varu, letter 1E47, and Varu, letter 1E47, a S offspring, and Soma together with Yasa, a host of the gods of love and compassion came, so glorious. These 10 hosts of gods shone in all different colors. They are powerful and brilliant, so beautiful and glorious. Rejoicing, they've come forth to the meeting of mendicants in the wood. The Vishnu and Sahali gods, and the unequaled pair of twins, the gods living on the moon came, with the moon before them. The gods living on the sun came, with the sun before them, and with the stars before them. came the languid gods of clouds, and Vasava came, the greatest of the Vasas, who is Saṅgha the able, Purandada the first giver. These 10 hosts of gods shone in all different colors. They are powerful and brilliant, so beautiful and glorious. Rejoicing, they've come forth to the meeting of mendicants in the wood. Then came the Sahabhu gods, blazing like a crested flame, and the letter 1E60, letter 1E60, H-A-K-A-S, and Rojas too, and the gods hued blue as flax, the V-A-R-U, letter 1E47, A-S, and Sahidhamas, the Acutas and Anjakas, the Sulayas and Rusiras, all came, as did the Vasavanesi gods. These 10 hosts of gods shone in all different colors. They are powerful and brilliant, so beautiful and glorious. Rejoicing, they've come forth to the meeting of mendicants in the wood. The Samanas, Mahasamanas, Manusas, and Manusatamas all came, and the gods depraved by play, and those who are malevolent. Then came the gods of Mercury, and those who live on Mars. The Paragas and Mahaparagas came, such glorious gods. These 10 hosts of gods shone in all different colors. They are powerful and brilliant, so beautiful and glorious. Rejoicing, they've come forth to the meeting of mendicants in the wood. The gods of Venus, the newborn sun, Jay and the dawn, came along with those from Saturn, and the gods of the white globe came, leading the brilliant gods, the Sadamatas and Haragadjas, and assorted glorious ones. Pajuna came thundering, he who reigns on all quarters. These 10 hosts of gods shone in all different colors. They are powerful and brilliant, so beautiful and glorious. Rejoicing, they've come forth to the meeting of mendicants in the wood. The Chemias from the realms of Tusita and Yama, and the glorious K, a letter 1E60, letter 1E60, H-A-K-A-S came, the Lambatakas, L-A-Macron, M-A-S-E, letter 1E60, letter 1E60, H-A-S, those called the Shining, and those yonder, the gods who love to create, came too, and those who control what is created by others. These 10 hosts of gods shone in all different colors. They are powerful and brilliant, so beautiful and glorious. Rejoicing, they've come forth to the meeting of mendicants in the wood. These 60 hosts of gods shone in all different colors. They came organized by name. These and others likewise, thinking, they who have shed rebirth, the kindly ones, the undefiled ones, who have crossed the flood, let us see them. Jay with the dragon who brought them across, who like the moon has overcome darkness. Subrahma and Paramata came, with sons of those powerful ones. S-A-N, a letter 1E45, K-U-M, a Macron R, a Antissa, also came to the meeting in the wood of 1,000 realms of divinity. The great divinity stands forth. He has arisen brilliant. His formidable body so glorious. 10 gods almighty came there, each one of them wielding power, and in the middle of them came Harita with his following. When they had all come forth, the gods with their lord, and the divinities, Mara's army came forth too. See the stupidity of the Dark Lord. Come, seize them and bind them, he said. Let them be bound by desire. Surround them on all sides. Don't let any escape. And so there, the great general, the Dark Lord, sent forth his army. He struck the ground with his fist to make a horrifying sound, like a cloud shedding rain, thundering and flashing, but then turned back, furious, out of control, and all that was known and distinguished by the clear-eyed one. Thereupon the teacher addressed the disciples who love the teaching. Mara's army has arrived. Mendicants, you should be aware of them. Those monks grew keen, hearing the Buddha's instruction. The army fled from those free of passion, and not a single hair was stirred, all triumphant in battle, so fearless and glorious. They rejoice with all the spirits, the disciples renowned among men.